So we got the city cab rolling tonight, baby. I'm with some famous friends right now. My friends that you saw on the last podcast at Less Talk, More Action .live. So, Brad Shoulders, my co-host, to the right. His son Levi Shoulders to the left. And unfortunately, Levi, you've already lost in the fantasy football playoffs. So we're coming to you actually live. This is going to be our Christmas Day edition, but we're coming to you because we feel like we need to give you your holiday treat. We need to unwrap these Christmas gifts. We need to give you winners. We need to tell you who to play and who to pick and who to choose from come Christmas Day. Maybe even on Netflix. I hope you have Netflix. Do you have Netflix?
I do.
I have Netflix. I do.
That's because you live from your dad.
No. College discount is $4.99 right now. College discount Netflix.
And I want to apologize. We're doing this podcast from my basement, and apparently my furnace has gone out because Trevor's had to put the stocking cap on.
All right. So it is the Christmas Day edition of your Let's Talk More Action .live. And so here is the thing is we're going to give you your Christmas picks. But the reason that the three of us are together is because he, Ottawa Camel Toe, was playing Team Shoulders in the semifinals of the fantasy football playoffs in our league. And it is a big money league. And we told you that if you win this league, it was enough money that you could actually get yourself a plane ticket, a hotel room, and get yourself a nice position at the craps table in Vegas and get yourself there and have a lot of fun. But unfortunately, the game has already been decided. And Levi, you are not moving on. So,
Bills,
here we go.
Bills.
All right, so I'm still locked in my semifinal matchup with my guy. But Levi, what happened? Tell us.
I think we got to apologize for the Kyler Murray, Trey McBride output we put last weekend. That did not show well, as I highlighted that McBride would have a touchdown, and he had probably his worst game of the year. So, with that being said, that didn't help me, and as long as having Jameson Williams on my bench going off for 30 in Chicago did not do me wonders with Nico Collins only having 13 in Kansas City when I thought he had a very favorable matchup there.
So it was the play we kind of guaranteed. It was the one we lost. That we told you that Trey McBride finally, after 15 weeks, would finally score a touchdown. And he didn't. And he had a horrendous game. And it was a complete dumpster fire. And because of it, you were moving on. You are. So how's it feel? How's it feel?
I feel good. My team's really been gelling here at the end of the year. And, I mean, we're hot. There's no doubt about it. We're hot.
Okay.
You don't want to run into the camel toe right now, whether you're here in Howard or whatever town you're in. Stay away from the camel toe.
You don't ever want to run into the camel toe. But all right, let's take a quick look at what the camel toe had and why he got himself to the finals quick. Let's take a quick look inside this matchup because this was right now it is a 10-point victory for the Ottawa Camel Toe, but there's a lot of work that the Camel Toe has to do still. But if we take a quick look inside of it and we go into the matchup, so the three of us are together. I actually made an hour-and-a-half drive because I was like, I'm going to spend this day with my good friends because they're in the finals. The semifinals. I'm in the semifinals. So let me get out of that. So this is kind of how it looks if we kind of get into it real quick. But Levi had a great team. He was 12-2 in the regular season. Brad was 8-6. He actually needed a final week win to get into the playoffs himself. And this is kind of what happened. This is kind of how it shook out. But, I mean, Brad, you got to actually so you actually won the overall regular season point total title. So let's talk about that for a brief second because that actually netted you $200 the way we pay our league out. So let's take a look at it real quick. And if you break down the matchup, just give me a little bit of an idea like why your team was on the winning side of things today.
I just feel that right now I'm the hottest team in the league. I'm bringing it every damn week. The last 6 weeks, I don't know if anybody's outscored me. And I just got hot at the right time. I was awful at the beginning of the year. Team got busy. Of course, we rolled the coattails of Chase, but who wouldn't? That was a good spot. I got him in the draft. But the rest of my guys have been scoring too, as you can see here today. I mean, I look at a game I got.
JSN put up a nice number
Look
today.
what Jaden Daniels did. He was all over. They were trailing big early, and he brought that team back, and they scored it.
All right. For real though, go back to the draft for 1 second because we talked about this at the beginning of the last show. We're gonna get in, by the way, here at Let's Talk More Action.live. We're gonna get in later here in a minute to the some of the betting angles for Christmas. That's what we're here for. We're gonna give you some of the good reasons why you need to unwrap the Chiefs and the Steelers and the Ravens and the Texans, and of course, if you want to have you're the Grinch and things didn't go right and you got to get to the Seahawks and Bears on frickin' Thursday. That's going to be a brutal one. But anyhow, we're going to get to that in a moment. But first off, though, get back into it, though, for just a second. I accidentally hit the wrong button on the Jamar Chase. I know. We're going to bitch. We're going to complain. I get it. But your team's still good enough you got here. My thing is, though, is now when I look at your team, you're much better than I thought you were.
Thank you. That means a lot to me because Trevor's been riding me all year long about my team. Started on draft night. Sent me a text shortly after draft telling me how awful my team was. He told me how awful my team was.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Here's what I didn't tell him. ESPN had graded out the teams, and they had graded Ottawa Camel Toe, which any team that has a camel toe should be graded with an F, and ESPN had graded with him with an F.
And that's why you don't listen to the mainstream media. We are the media now, okay? Right, those of us on X are the media.
Okay.
Told you I had a good team.
All right, so what outside of Chase, I mean, seriously, real quick, briefly, but would you really have thought, though, you could have started a rookie quarterback in Jaden Daniels and got yourself to the freaking finals of an actual – I mean, we paid good – I mean, this league is a big money league.
Jaden Daniels was a flyer. I took him for the end of my bench. I had Sam Darnold was my starter.
So did you draft it?
I drafted both of them, Darnold and Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
But Jaden Daniels was one of those, hey, I'm going to put him on the bench, see if he can play in the NFL. Week after week after week, he kept getting better. So I never dropped him. I thought, hey, man, he's a pretty good player. And he's blossomed. What do you have today? How many points did he have today? I can't even see that far.
36.1.
Pretty damn good.
Pretty good. Pretty good for him.
Against a good Philly defense. And I was on the fence there, but I thought, you know what? Darnold's on the road.
Son of a bitch had 36
points.
That's a 9th round pick from Ottawa Hamilton.
Is that what he had?
9th round out of the 14 rounds he took.
We're looking at the draft.
Yep,
quick. So what we're trying to teach you guys is, here's the thing. What we try to teach in this whole podcast that we're doing at Let's Talk More Action.live is the reason, again, I bring Levi on, who's his son, and his father, who's my co-host, Brad Shoulders. What we're trying to teach you, I think this is so cool, is it was father-son in the semifinals. I mean, the chances of that happening were probably slim to none. If you took a look at the ESPN projections at the beginning of the year, that was not expected at all, period. And the chances of it happening are very rare. So, but then to think, though, you get him in the 9th round?
Ninth out of 14th round.
Okay, so you can find but here's the thing and that's the thing for next year. For our listeners and our viewers, you've got to go ahead and every pick counts. And that's where, for sure, every pick counts. And you decided in the 9th round this was your guy, and now all of a sudden he's got you to the finals.
And I was hoping to play my son in the finals, not the semifinals, because we were just going to split it if we both got there, and it was going to be hookers and blow.
Okay, we don't promote any of hookers and blow.
Okay.
But we also don't promote splitting on any.
Why don't you? That's a good lesson.
Okay, well then here you can share that because you can go ahead.
Think about it.
But first off, we are a family friendly podcast,
right?
And so we support we're what did you have before though? By the way, the what's the nasal spray you had?
Boom Boom Stick.
The Boom Boom Stick. We absolutely support the Boom Boom Stick.
Yes,
but outside of that, whatever was said previously, we're not really in support of that. But what we will, he is high off the win. So he's happy to beat you. But at the same time, so now I turn to you. I mean, he has the bragging rights.
He does have the bragging rights, unfortunately, which I beat him earlier in the regular season, just barely beat him. My team had a career week, and unfortunately, they did not have that week this week. And like I would highlight, my running backs just didn't show up for me today. Chase Brown's been a running back 1 for the past 5-6 weeks ever since Zach Moss went out, and today he only had 15. And then I was in a pinch.
That was a real disappointment though, because the Bengals should have done better against the Browns, who were absolute trash.
Terrible game, and then Chase caught a late scratch TD. Not knocking him, but it just happened to roll that way for Ottawa Cameltoe, which is unfortunate. But all around, my team just didn't show up.
McBride shit down his pants too. Share that.
So. Yeah, I mean, everything kind of rolled the wrong way for Team Shoulders. He's going to change his name next year to something a lot more creative, but I mean, unfortunately, that's the way that it goes some days when you're in fantasy football. So the thing is, though, Levi, when you take a look back at your draft and you say to yourself, and I'm not going to pull up the bench or anything like that, but I would say Tyreek Hill was he's just a disappointment. I mean, Jordan Addison really showed up when you needed it the most, but Tyreek Hill was a disappointment, and it cost you.
It did.
I will say this about my son. He's been in this league how many years now?
My third year.
Third year in this league, and he has been at the top of the damn leaderboard every year. He's won most points how many times? I mean,
I was 2 years in a row until this year he won it. So.
He's tough. He's a tough out.
He is a tough out.
Levi's a tough out. He brings a solid roster in every year. You got to work to beat him.
All right. So where would you find, like, if you had to, I mean, like, what would you, was there an adjustment you would have made today or nothing like that?
There was nothing that really stuck out.
You run this for a minute.
Like I said, Jameson Williams had 30 on my bench, but looking at my lineup, I would have never started him as I had Nico Collins. I thought he would have a big game.
But not for Tyreek Hill?
Not Tyreek Hill, no, because I was between Tyreek Hill and Drake London, who I also have on my bench, and I was not starting London just because the rookie first start with Penix, so I wasn't sure how that would pan out.
And that makes sense.
But the only thing I would add is I had David Montgomery on my team, and that was an easy, killer. 17 to 20 points a week, and he was out this week.
That was a killer.
I had to rely on DeAndre Swift, who has not been very solid lately, as with the rest of the Bears team.
Sorry.
But, you live and you learn. I still got a chance at the third place game to get my money back for the season and then some, so I'll just move on to next week. But it will work out, hopefully, to have a matchup between Ottawa Cameltoe and Greatest Show, who we have right here sitting side by side.
Did you just pick up all that money that was laying here?
Yeah,
because
I don't know what you're
okay,
doing.
all right, well, okay, all right, so, I mean, Tyreek Hill, disappointment. So
for sure, for a number 2 overall pick, very big disappointment.
Yeah, it is what it is,
But I had him on my team last year, so he was a stud. So.
I think I add to it to that fact that he was probably a disappointment.
Well, every site you were on, Tyreek Hill was the number 1 or 2 pick in the draft. So that's what they, that's what they were saying to do. So
all right, so let's go inside my matchup.
Yeah,
let's go inside this fast. This is a frickin'
look at this.
Look at this shootout.
This is not pretty at all.
But hey,
this is not good at all right now.
This ain't for 11th and 12th.
This is it should be. This is welcome to fantasy football, right, guys? Because this is what happened. So I'm just going to get this out of the way quick. I should have sleptwalked through this thing. I mean, this should stop already. I made an hour and a half drive because I was like, I want to hang out with my friends. I want to be able to enjoy this. I was like, this should be an easy win. Look at the guy that I'm playing. His
QB went down in warmups.
His team is a shit show, and it look at this. He lost. He loses. Okay, he lost Jalen Hurts. He lost Connor after he dropped that. And the thing is we have to go real quick back to this. He had Christian Kirk at some point. He had Godwin and he had Stefon Diggs. So this team looks nothing like what it should have looked like. And the thing is, he was still here because he kept playing the game, because he kept fighting and he kept making waiver wires. And by the way, we're watching the Cowboys-Tampa game. So if you see us looking up at the screen, we're trying to watch that because we're trying to win some money on this game. But at the same time, here's what I'm trying to tell you. Keep fighting. Keep playing the game. Keep doing what you got to do. And look at this mess. This is horrible. I should have walked. This shouldn't even have been a game. And in the meantime, I'm sitting here going, oh, my God, I got to roll into Monday. And now I'm going to leave Ottawa, Illinois, not Canada, and go back to Rockford. And I don't know. I mean, I'm still going to have to sweat this out tomorrow because I don't know what Keandre Miller is going to do. I really don't. Like, he was a great running back at TCU. I just don't know. So we're sitting here in the meantime, but it's looking, hopefully shaping up like it's going to be me and Brad. And in the meantime, like he said, here's what we're going to teach you guys, though. This is money management, okay? This is what we're trying to preach to you. is in your world, in our world, is you want to take as much profit of anything as you can. So this is what we're trying to teach you guys as younger age, because I know there's a lot of high school kids sometimes that follow us. Is we're trying to teach you that if there's a split and somebody offers you a split to, like, our league is big, like it's a big $200 league out of 12 teams, right? So the thing is it's large, the pot is big, and so the thing is like, take as much money as you possibly can. Exactly,
Bird in the
right?
hand, baby. Bird
Yes.
in the hands.
So the thing is don't risk it all. So the thing is like you'd probably split the championship. Am I correct?
100% I would.
Okay.
I'm not a YOLO. I'm not a YOLO guy. Hey, go for broke. If I can split with Trevor and make good money at it, then we can just watch the game and have fun with it and talk on the phone about it because we're both already cashing.
Okay.
You know, we're not worried about I got to beat him to hog the pot. We're going to split.
Okay. So what we're trying to teach you guys real quick is it's money management, right? And so what we're trying to tell you real quick is the other thing though is you're looking. I hate to say, I think I have to laugh. But I know now all of a sudden I'm behind. So as we're sitting here live,
Maybe
I'm all of a sudden I'm behind. But if you're Levi and you have to play Jeff's team in this hot garbage that's sitting here that we're looking at, Levi, would you split with them or do you just go
I would definitely go for the whole burger here at third place, especially if James Conner is banging a knee injury and Jalen Hurts, you don't know if he's coming back from that concussion that he suffered earlier. Plus, I think my team had a down week. So, yeah, I'm rolling the dice and going for the big
Okay, so what we're trying to teach, here's the thing is, for you younger kids or you younger adults that are out there that are first-time fantasy players, is to Brad's point, like if you got a strong team against a strong team and somebody's willing to split, maybe there's a compromise that can be made. And I think actually it's totally legitimate because, again, you can win quite a bit of money, right? And you know, you're talking about a couple $100, but hey, a couple $100 is a couple Christmas gifts, and we're at that holiday season, right?
It's no different than FanDuel buying you out when you got 2/3 of your parlay in,
right?
And they make you an offer. Take the offer. There's no guarantee, nothing in gambling. Right?
But if you look at the lineup that you're seeing on your screen right now and going, how did this guy make it? That guy, Jeff, Ole's Outlaws into the playoffs. You're thinking, how did God's name did this guy?
You're lucky Hurts got hurt.
How did this guy even make it into the playoffs? You're thinking to yourself, no way did Ole's Outlaws make it in the playoffs. Well, it didn't look anything like that 6 weeks ago. So the thing was his team got hurt, and all of a sudden he was 9-0, and then he's lost like 5 straight games. So I inherited the opportunity to play him in the semifinals because he got the bye. But if you're Levi, you have such a good team. Now the thing is you got to go for broke.
I'm going for all the money. Like I said, I thought I had a good chance, and then I matched up against a good team in the semifinals. Now I'm going to the third place game, and fourth place doesn't
playground
play
bully
anything,
it.
so,
Now
yeah.
you playground bully it. Get them down and beat them.
Did either of you guys give me a Busch Light when you went upstairs?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. See?
Oh, that's mine?
What do you say?
Oh, all right. Busch Light. So just so you know, we still need a sponsor. We're still looking for a sponsor. Busch Light. We're still looking for one.
love Busch Light
So
here in the
we do
Midwest.
love Busch Light here in the Midwest. So we're looking for that. We got Velo. We could anybody that wants to sponsor this show, letstalkmoreaction.live. You can catch us. But if I'm Levi, I'm rolling the dice too. So we're kind of trying to just give you guys the best ideas before we roll into our Christmas Day plays and unwrap the big gifts. We're trying to tell you that when you see something like this, you got to weigh the situation. You got to say to yourself, what are you going to do? I can't believe I'm in this situation. But anyhow, I want to show you one other thing fast because I don't even think Brad and Levi were ready for this. Well, Levi was kind of ready for this. But take a look at this. These are the teams that got knocked out of the playoffs last week because they laid a huge, massive shit burger.
Camel toe and great.
Look at this.
Wow.
He throws up 180 and 160, and these guys aren't playing for anything because somehow last week things just went bad for them. And here's the thing is, you feel bad for them. It's your buddies. You feel bad for them,
sports,
but
man.
it's fantasy. It's fantasy. You can have a really great team on paper. That's why I call my team is the greatest show on paper because that's all it is. We are just on paper. But when you look at the team on paper, look at the teams that these guys had and how well they did today, but yet they got knocked out last week because they just weren't good enough.
And look at Heason with
Thanks.
Debo on his bench with 25. He'd be well over 200 if he had Debo in there. I know he's not playing for anything this week, so he probably didn't check. But 200 points and you're not even playing for any money is a little crazy.
I'm glad I wasn't matched up.
I mean,
against
isn't that insane?
And didn't he have his career low last week against you?
Yes.
Hamilton? Yeah.
Did
Like
he?
he scored
Yeah.
maybe 100 points because the 49ers and the Rams.
So he did. So last week what happened was the 40.
I'm going to grind him.
Again, for the family, this is a family show.
Anybody can score high when there's no pressure. But anyway,
Well, you can
But
get,
anyway,
you can
we're
also
gonna-
get, you can also get high when there's no pressure
Yeah.
too. So there's that too. But anyway, what it goes to show you is it's fantasy football.
Week to week.
Any given day, anything can happen. Try to make the right adjustments. But here's the thing: is if you can make some money, what Brad's saying I think is right. Is if you have an opportunity to make a split or cut it, I think you try to take as much money as you possibly can. I do like that idea. I think you go with it, and then you go from there. So, anything else before we really quickly move on to our picks for the weekend and the Christmas holiday season?
no, I think you nailed it.
All right, here we go. Are you guys ready? We're going to switch the screen, and we're going to get ready to go to our picks for the weekend. So, here's the thing is, we live in Illinois. We are broke. We are bankrupt. We are corrupt.
Not us personally, but our state.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, our state is. So we're going to try to give you a few angles. And by the way, we would like to do this. We'd like to take one moment, and we would like to take 1 second, come back on screen here while we're doing this. As we get into this, we'd like to recap, though. 2 weeks ago, we gave you that Jameis Winston would not only throw one interception, he would throw 2 interceptions. Jameis Winston threw 3 interceptions. He's awful. And that's why they benched him. And we also said Jerry Jeudy would have over 70 yards receiving, and he did just that. So this weekend, we had a teaser for you that was a very wealthy teaser. We said take the Texans, and we said take the Bengals. Winners. So, but we did have a loser. So everything's on tape. You can always go back on episodes at letstalkmoreaction.live and watch the past episodes. I had a loser, so that was me. Well, what did we have? I had a loser though.
The Bears.
Oh, I had the Bears. I had the Bears. That's right.
But you were a good friend and talked me out of not playing the Indiana Hoosiers.
Okay, so that was a no play,
Yeah.
but we did lose one,
I had
and we
the
won.
Trey McBride anytime touchdown, and he had his worst game of the year. So it just goes about my luck for the year. I'd say that on the betting aspect. But
Okay, and we are. Yeah, and you needed that, and there's the Grinch on TV.
I needed every Trey McBride catch I could get today, and he
You
only
did.
got 3.
All right, so here we go. We're going to bring in the Christmas Day plays. So I'm going to turn it over to Brad for 1 second because I already know what I think I want to do. But I'm going to ask you, we're coming up on Christmas Day. Games are on Netflix, correct?
Yep.
So you better have a Netflix account. Netflix, this is
No.
credit to you. So you better know that we're talking you up because you're going to put the games. It costs so much money these days, by the way. You got Netflix, Prime, NBC, CBS, Fox, Peacock.
Any college kid, go ahead and get Netflix though, $4.99.
Huh?
$4.99 a month on Netflix if you're a college kid. So
Okay, so college kids, get the Netflix account. So first game up, 12:01, 12 o'clock Central. This is a big game, man. Steelers against the Chiefs. Steelers at home, 10-5. Steelers against the 14-1 hobbled Kansas City Chiefs. Thoughts?
The Chiefs, man, I don't know. You want to play against them, but it just seems like the refs are in their corner too. So you're playing against the Chiefs and the refereeing crew. So I like Pittsburgh. I know you guys are probably on the Chiefs. What is the spread right now? 2.5?
Yep.
Kansas
I'm
City-
gonna get. Let me blow this up. Let me give you. So we're just kind of on the FanDuel. It's a dummy FanDuel account. Let me just get this. There we go. So even somebody like Brad, who's got bad eyes, there you go. So 2.5.
I think the terrible towels are coming out. I think it's going to be a very loud crowd, obnoxious Steeler crowd, and I just think they're going to punch the Chiefs in the face. I know everyone loves the Chiefs all the time, but again, I like the Steelers at home. I'm sure Trevor can probably put a teaser together for us.
I'm gonna do that.
Maybe 2.5 is not.
But would
enough.
you take the Steelers at 2.5?
I think I would. I would buy the hook and make it 3. I'm never going to sit on a 2.5, but I would try.
Okay.
I would take the Steelers getting 3.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Actually, here's what we're gonna do. That's why we're here for you. So this is kind of like we're a sports betting site, but we're also a sports teaching site. We try to teach how things go in this world. So we try to show you kind of how to go and move the line. So like we're sitting here, and here's the Chiefs and the Steelers. So if you click on this, FanDuel will open it up for you. And what Brad's trying to say to you is he's not liking it at 2.5, which I mean, I'm not a fan of it all at 2.5. So what they're going to show you is they're going to give you all these different options up at the top. See this? They're going to give you these options up here at the top. And so what they're going to do is they're going to give you an alternative line. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to figure this out here actually in live time. My internet is not working very well. But what he's saying is he's saying, go ahead. This isn't working the way I want it. Okay. We're going to go ahead and just tell you do this. Figure it out. You're going to have to figure. I can't figure this out actually because my internet is not working the way.
Are you talking teaser?
No, I'm not talking.
Buy the hook and tease them up to 10.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do this. I do. Okay, so let's take the Steelers. Okay, so Levi, what are you thinking?
I am on the opposite end of you guys for this game specifically.
But if we're gonna tease,
you're gonna take.
I'm gonna show you this.
Okay.
This is what I'm gonna show you.
Okay, so parlay the Steelers.
No, I'm gonna tease them.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna tease. So I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna tease. I'm gonna go. I got this game right here. So what I'm gonna show you quick is I'm gonna tease it. I'm gonna tease the Steelers, and then I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna take this, and let's say, okay. Okay, so Tank Dell got hurt, so this is a huge problem. And the Bears are super untrustworthy.
For sure.
But are we thinking, so if we take the Ravens, okay, what we're saying is we're thinking, okay, we want to move the line, okay? So you come over here, see this right here? I'm looking at this. This is going to pull this up. And what's going to happen is you're going to pull this down. And what's going to happen is it's going to give you the opportunity right down here to tease. And we're going to hit teasers. So a 2-leg teaser is going to give you 6 points. So to Brad's point, 8.5. You like it?
8.5.
I like the Steelers.
Pittsburgh at home? Hell yeah.
Okay. So we got 8.5. And we get the Ravens at 2.5. But what we're teaching you is this. What we want to teach you is this. 2.5 is not a good number. Like, that's a horrible number. That's not good. So you're going to have to buy the hook at 6.5. Okay. We say 2.5. We're going to come back on screen here. We're going to come back on screen.
Most games in the NFL end in 3 or obviously field goals and touchdowns, 3 and 7 points. So you want to get off them 2.5. Vegas does that to try to suck you in. They make it 2.5 for a reason. They want the money on the other side.
And the odds don't change that much.
Right, and the odds not changing a lot. So we're going to go to a 2-team teaser, +9, +3. And hypothetically, if we're going to come down here and we're going to put in, let's say, again, now we're talking units. A 1-unit bet is $50. It's going to pay you $35 back. But we like this because the Ravens then can lose by 3. Steelers can actually lose by 9. And you win the bet. And we think that's a confident bet because we don't feel like the Chiefs are playing with everything that they got. They've been struggling. They don't cover a lot of spreads lately. And most recently, the Ravens, to get +3 on the road against the Houston Texans team that's minus Tank Dell, who's out for the year now, they don't have a lot of weapons. What do you guys think about, as I come back full screen here for just a moment, what are we thinking about this play? Because I like this a lot.
I do too.
But here's the thing is, if you want to change it, hypothetically, to 7, you could do it, but see how the line's changing to 150, and as Brad was trying to say earlier, or Levi was trying to say earlier, Levi was saying this earlier, you're not giving up a lot of money. You're only going, look at this, you're going from 134 in odds, so you're giving up 50 to 37.50, or to 35.01. You're giving up $2. Buy that half a point. That's critical and teasing, and this is what we do. And this is probably the play, I would say.
I agree. Because I'm not huge on the Steelers, but at +9, I do really
at
like
home
them.
Too. At home. Sure. I'm telling you, the terrible towels are coming out. It's it's going to be
Plus 9 is big, and like you said too, the Texans are really banged up. They don't have much to go to on the offensive end, and the Ravens have been rolling. So I do like that play a lot. And
Come
I'm
into
not a
the
huge
steel
fan
curtain.
Terrible towel, steel curtain. Okay, so this is the play we're going to make. We're going to move it to the 3. Now, okay, if you push, you're asking, well, what if the Ravens lose by 3? Then what happens is it falls down. If the Steelers are able to cover the 9, it actually falls down to just a one-team straight play, and it actually, well, it won't. You actually will win the bet, but the 50 will only pay $25. So then you get $75 in return. So we're trying to teach you that as we go. But teasing is something we do often. This is something we do a lot of, and we don't feel strong in some of the plays that are going to happen on Christmas Day, but we feel like this is your Christmas Day treat, and you can unwrap this package with Steelers plus 9, Ravens plus 3. Now, as we come back to it, is there anything else that we say, maybe possibly a same game parlay, either of you might like as we get into it real quick before we wrap up the show? Something that you guys think would be good heading in to either, we'll just say we're going to stick in the Wednesday and Thursday game. The Chicago Bears have sucked ass lately, and they have lost me some money. I'm not happy at all about anything that's gone on, but anything you can see that could happen there.
I mean, can the Bears win a damn game the rest of the year here? I don't know. But Geno Smith coming into Chicago, that's a scary proposition as well. He's a turnover machine himself.
So you're thinking the Bears possibly could?
Yeah, I would. I mean, tease them up. Let's go. Take them home team and get as many points as you can. You know
okay, so let's do that. We could show you this. We could actually give you this. We could give you this. We could give you. We could give you this, and this, and we could show you what a 3-team teaser would do.
Plus 140.
So now the thing is, you don't want to sit on a 9.5. We do not want to sit on a 9.5. We absolutely don't want to sit on a 2.5. 8.5 is no man's land. So whatever. Get that 6.5. Okay, plus 130. But look at the number down here. See that number? 130. 140. Who cares? 130 to 140. Who gives a crap? Right? So we come down here and you put in 50. And it's going to be 65.02 if you want to go 3 teams. So you get through the first part of it. And you get these 2 wins, and then you go into the day after Christmas with a hangover, and you got 10 points on the Bears, and you're like, finally they're going to cover a spread. All right, give me something else though. We're coming into this. We're going to wrap up the show just in a minute. So here's what we're going to do though. We got a same game parlay I think that we're going to look at. Do either of you guys have something that we've talked about this all night? What do you guys got coming into? What do you guys got coming into this?
Coming into Christmas Day here.
Yeah, give me something that I can.
Give us something, Bi. Come on.
You saw Kansas City was really working in Hollywood Brown. I like him for at least 4 catches on Wednesday, and looking into that as well. Baltimore run defense and defense as a whole is not great. I'm looking at Joe Mixon for at least 75, 80 rushing yards.
Oh, the Joe Mixon sighting.
All right. Can you hold on? Hang on. Repeat that one more time. Yeah, okay, so we're going to go. So you want Mixon what?
Mixon, 75, 80 rushing yards, whatever your book offers, 75 plus, 80 plus. I like that play. Okay. And I also like Hollywood Brown for at least 4 catches.
So he's been non-existent all season long.
He was hurt.
So I know, but you really think he's going to show up all of a sudden?
He had 4 catches last week against Houston, and Houston has a very good secondary with Stingley leading the way. I really do think that they're going to try to involve Hollywood Brown into that offense.
Okay. All right.
They incorporated him this week. He looked pretty good out there.
His line was at 17.5 last week, and I think he had 30, 40 receiving yards. So he's going to be a little higher, but I like him for at least like 3 to 4 catches this week.
Okay. All right. So that's actually something that most of us would not hear on any other website is Hollywood Brown. All right, Brad. It's to you. Let's hear what you might have. Give us something that we can sink our teeth into.
We saw the Seahawks defense wasn't great today. What do you think about the Bears receivers?
Yeah, I mean,
what? You could probably load up on any of those receivers with the Bears. I mean, Keenan Allen just come off a big game, but I think DJ Moore is due now. You know what I mean? They kind of if one takes a week off, they kind of bounce back the next week. Let's see what DJ Moore's props are.
All right, so you want to see some DJ Moore props?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna take a quick look inside the DJ Moore props before we let you go. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna show you. Okay, and I agree with him. You want to know why? Caleb Williams is just throwing the ball all over the damn place.
Been.
Like he's just all over the joint. Okay, yeah, I'm going in. So again, we're live. This is not a tape.
I was say they might not have the.
So this is not a tape show. So we are trying to. I'm doing the best I can because this is not a tape show. We don't have anything yet.
But the reason I say DJ Moore
so let's
is because he
come
was
back.
quiet. He was quiet this week.
Okay, so let's.
And when I think about that, he's a great player.
Okay.
I can't see him being shut down 2 weeks in a row. I just can't. He's going to do something.
So he had a pretty decent game today, but Keenan Allen kind of had the lion's share of things. Okay. A Doomsday. Okay.
What about our special guest?
Okay, well, we do have some special guests that's going to join us for the final 1 minute of the show. So hang on 1 second. Hang on. You guys going to pop. Hold on. So we're going to review. We got to review.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. So we're going to review without showing you what we had. Okay. We have a couple teasers. We think that the teasers are good. So again, we got teasing the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Bears. Okay. We think that's a solid teaser. We think that you don't have to put a lot of money on it. Whatever a unit is, you put 10 on it, win $20. Put 20 on it, win 40, whatever. It's close to 2-1, something. Okay. To his point, Hollywood Brown's coming back. This could be an opportunity.
Whatever. Looking for a void for Rashee Rice. So yeah, I like Hollywood Brown.
Right. And the Chiefs got to get something going. Like these guys can't keep winning games and keep them close. The other thing I'm going to say to you guys is you're going into this game. The Texans are in real trouble now. You're without Tank Dell for the rest of the year, at least from what it looked like. Mm-hmm. So Nico Collins, yeah, everybody's going to – here's the thing. In my mind, everybody's going to want Nico Collins. You've got to look other places now. Mm-hmm. So what we're trying – so tell us, Dalton Schultz.
He had a good game today. He became a favorite after Dell went down. So, yeah, I mean, who's going to come in for Dell? Have we seen that?
Mechie,
yeah.
I mean, you get him cheap.
Well, you got to get somebody.
I'm saying you're going to – well, Robert Woods is a good veteran receiver. So look at those guys is what Trevor's saying. You got to look – everybody's thinking Nico Collins. What do you think – who do you think the Ravens defense is going to key on? Nico Collins. So look elsewhere. This is a perfect example.
So the Ravens –
little, not to interrupt, but little units you play this week because it's Christmas. You don't want to be sitting around your TV on Christmas Eve with your family having a good time, unwrapping presents, and you're all freaked out because you bet too much. Little units just to have a little bit of fun in the background. Okay?
And I agree with that. And that is the Christmas theme. And the last thing I will say is the Ravens' pass defense is hot trash. So maybe Nico Collins might be the play, but everybody wants to play Nico Collins. And so what Vegas is going to do is they already know this. They're going to boost the line. Exactly. They're going to boost the line. So find somebody else because Cedar still has to throw the ball, right? He's got to throw it somewhere. So he's going to throw it to maybe somebody else because he can't throw it to Nico Collins, who's doubled all the time. And Dalton Schultz maybe becomes a live play or Matt G. Or
ground and pound of
look for value.
Yes.
Robert Woods, John Mechie for sure, though.
Look for the aged Robert Woods. So, in the final 30 seconds of the show, because we are wrapping it up, we are going to bring in some special guests. These are our daughters. They are big Taylor Swift fans. They are massive Travis Kelce fans. They love the Kansas City Chiefs. They love everything that Kansas City Chiefs have done just to get to this point. So, welcome in, ladies. I should probably set this down.
Hi, I'm Bella.
Hi, I'm the Bear.
I didn't know they were going to take the podcast over.
We're here to talk about the Chiefs. Bear, take it away.
What?
Chiefs are -2.5.
The Kansas City Chiefs are entering their Week 17 matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers with the wind at their backs. And they just need one more win with the AFC's #1 playoff seed.
Where'd you guys
Let's see if they can win this tournament.
Where did you get all this info? I
Did
you bring in the Bear, Adam Schefter?
I did. Is Adam Schefter? Because I'm curious. Like, who brought these guys in? Because I did not.
The Unabombers.
They did. They just came in and took over the whole
Let's
damn
see
podcast.
if we can win this tournament.
What are
We
you
think
talking
that
about?
the-
Tournament? We're not winning a tournament. There's no tournament to
This
be won.
playoff
The
game.
game.
We think that the Chiefs are gonna win because Taylor Swift is gonna be on the sidelines watching.
Well, she'll be in the
In the
press.
suites.
She'll be out up in the suite.
She'll be in the suite watching.
So you guys, so you guys both went to the Taylor Swift concert.
Yep.
You don't need to get into it. Next one. It picks it up. How was the Taylor Swift concert when you guys went?
It was great.
I had a great time personally. It was very fun. I liked how Gracie Abrams opened for us.
Too.
Okay, so like what made? Okay, here's what I want to know: is what made it? Okay, Nevaeh first. What seriously, what made it so cool about the because they're big Taylor Swift fans, as a lot of the younger adults that follow us are. Is what made it so great, Nevaeh? Because I do want to know because I've never been to a Taylor Swift concert.
All her music and her costumes and all the stuff
All
was
this
just
stuff.
fun to watch.
So
And
you
they
like
developed
the costume changes and okay, but
all
how?
the music.
Okay, so do you feel like when she performs though, like, is that really? It's really entertaining.
Yeah, because she was singing live for 3 hours and 45 minutes.
No,
Yes,
3:45. That
Yes.
doesn't for real.
it's
They got their money's worth.
3:45. That sounds like what? Okay, so it made it
So
actually
let's
because
do
I'm the
that
one
for
that bought the
45
ticket.
minutes.
I'm the one that bought the ticket, so I guess it made it worth my value. So what made it? Okay, so then to you, why was the? Did you guys go together?
Who else would I have gone with?
I don't know. I don't know actually. So was it? What made it so exciting?
I think that is because I got to scream at the top of my lungs for 3 hours straight.
Is that why you came home with no voice?
Yeah, and it was really amazing why she had to go to Washington, D.C. the next day. But I was loving to scream at the top of my voice.
Where'd you guys see her at?
We saw her,
Soldier Field.
yeah, in Soldier
You guys got to speak up.
Field. In
Yeah.
Chicago.
Soldier Field.
In Chicago.
So how do you guys feel about the Bears playing at Soldier Field?
This is fun.
They're not
I don't
good.
know.
They're
I
not
don't
good.
know how to
They're
feel.
not good. The
I
whole
just
family's
know that
Vikings
the
fan, so
Chiefs
she
are
knows.
Chiefs are gonna take it away.
You think the Chiefs are going to win the whole thing?
Levi, you're in the right.
Super Bowl 3-time champs.
Oh, really?
All right.
3-time champs.
That's
All
how
right,
you
well,
know
we're going to
we're
wrap
ready.
it up on that. I would not bet on that.
Everybody
Do
say
not put
no.
any money on that. That is not. That is definitely not anything that the Less Talk, More Action.live crew supports. Winning 3 times for the Kansas City Chiefs. This is our podcast. We do not believe in that. We will give you the playoff plays when the playoffs come. But to my Taylor Swifties,
My twin. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Have a
Christmas.
very
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
And we'll see you all in the new year.